What's up everyone, Darcblade here with another guide to Monster Hunter Rise. In this video we're going to be demonstrating another pre-Sunbreak build, this time for the heavy bowgun. Now, as always, what is a pre-Sunbreak build? Well, it's an endgame Monster Hunter Rise build that we can take into the start of Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak and have it perform fairly adequately and effectively to take on the early Master Rank monsters. Obviously, as we take down more and more Master Rank monsters, we will get Master Rank gear which will replace this build, but nonetheless this is a build to give you a head start. Now a quick reminder before we get into the video, if you're enjoying these builds, consider subscribing to the channel and giving the video a thumbs up, as there are plenty more to come. When it comes to the heavy bowgun, in fact both the heavy bowgun and light bowgun, most of the builds are dictated by what type of ammo you want to primarily use. Whether that's spread ammunition, in which case you'll have a close quarters build, a piercing ammunition which gives you more of a long range build, elemental ammo which of course gives you elemental builds, but for this pre-Sunbreak build for the heavy bowgun I'm going to go with a sticky build. Sticky ammunition deals normally fixed damage based off your attack as well as certain skills like artillery, which means that the explosions from this ammunition type won't crit, which means that we can negate and not worry about having any affinity skills on this build whatsoever, and instead focus on raw attack skills and survival skills. So for the sticky artillery build, you'll need the Vike Helm S, the Vike Mail S, Anjanath Van Braces S, Anjanath Coil S, and the Basiljuice Greaves. I'm also using an absolute petalace, but the petalace is down to personal preference. And then when it comes to your talisman, not everyone is going to have access to the same talismans unfortunately, but get as many points as you can in spare shot as possible. Anything else is a bonus. The talisman I was using also had the bonus of having maxed out quick sheath on it. Then when it comes to the weapon, I'm going for the Rajang's Rage. This gives us access to all sticky ammunition types, as well as cluster bombs which are also useful for this build, at least if you're playing solo. It also comes with a very high raw attack, but negative affinity. But as we're not worrying about affinity, this is perfect. I'm also using the Rampage skill Sticky Effect 2, which enables this weapon to have access to all sticky ammunition types, as well as increase their ammo capacity as well. So when it comes to the decorations, we got a few to play around with. First of all, I'd recommend taking Artillery Jaws to max out the artillery skill. I've then gone for KO Jaws, a quality of life jaw, to max out the Slugger skill. Quick Load Jaws to max out the reload speed skill. Capacity Jaws for ammo up. Absorber Jaws for recoil down, a jumping jaw for a point in evade extender, a shield jaw for a point in guard up, and then finally a thrift jaw to max out spare shot. So if you've done what I've done here, you'll have a raw attack of 278 with minus 20 affinity, but like I said, affinity isn't going to matter with the sticky ammunition we're using. And with the Bowgun mod, I recommend going for the shield mod to allow us to block attacks. You'll then have a decent defense of 477 that is strong against fire and water, but unfortunately weak to the other elements. As for the switch skills, to be honest, in all honesty, I rarely use switch skills for the heavy bowgun, so use whatever you personally prefer. So when it comes to the skills, first of all you have attack boost at level 4. Attack boost is a skill that increases the raw damage of a build. This will help with our sticky ammunition explosions. You'll then have spare shot at level 3. Spare shot is a skill that gives us a chance of not consuming a bullet when we actually fire the weapon, potentially allowing us less downtime when it comes to reloading the weapon, as well as ammo conservation. You'll then have quick sheath at level 3, although this is a byproduct of the talisman I'm using, that allows us to sheath the weapon incredibly quickly. You'll then have slugger at level 3, increasing the knockout effect of our sticky ammunition, allowing us to KO monsters more easily, leaving them open for our attacks. You'll then have artillery at level 3, increasing the damage of our sticky ammunition. You'll then have ammo up at level 3. Ammo up is a skill that increases the amount of ammo we can have in a clip before it needs reloading. And unfortunately, the main ammo type we're going to be using, sticky ammo level 3, needs ammo up at level 3 to increase its clip size. You'll then have reload speed at level 3, allowing us to reload the weapon really quickly. We still won't be able to reload that sticky ammunition level 3 whilst moving, but it should be quick enough that it's not going to be an issue. You'll also have recoil down at level 3, reducing the recoil of the Rajang heavy bowgun, which again you need at a high level, as without recoil down you lose control of your character whilst firing sticky ammo at level 3 for an uncomfortable length of time. Next up is guard at level 1, which is a skill that increases how effectively we can block monster attacks, reducing the knockback as well as reducing the stamina cost to block those said attacks. You also have guard up at level 1, which allows us to block unblockable attacks, reducing the damage taken from them. Whilst guard and guard up isn't exactly the highest, there's enough points in it that we can potentially save our lives by using the shield mod and blocking incoming attacks. And then finally, you'll have Evade Extender at level 1, which increases the distance at which we can hop and roll, which also adds to our survivability. So that is the build I use for the heavy bowgun. Now before we move into the next section, a quick reminder that as we are using primarily sticky ammunition, and sticky ammunition is in short supply, even with spare shot conserving ammo supplies, you have to get used to crafting ammo during the middle of a hunt. You need to bring the raw materials to craft all the sticky ammunitions, well, except for sticky ammunition level 2, but definitely the raw materials to craft sticky ammo level 1 and 3, and have these on your radial menu so you can quickly craft them when you need them. With this build, sticky ammo at level 3 has 5 bullets in the chamber before it needs reloading, which means by the time you're almost finished with the second clip, you're going to need to craft more sticky ammo level 3. So you have to get used to putting it in your rotation. But not every build out there is perfect. Every build comes with pros and cons. When it comes to this sticky ammo heavy bowgun build, its biggest pro is its damage output. It is able to dish out a lot of damage incredibly quickly. This is thanks to obviously the attack rating of the build, as well as the fact that we have ammunition boosting skills like ammo up, large clip capacities, recoil down and more, meaning that we can plaster almost all our sticky ammos level 3, which is 9 of them, to a monster's face before they detonate. And when they do, the amount of damage is a joy to behold. The other pro is that this build doesn't have to worry about affinity whatsoever, meaning that we can make way for other quality of life skills and defensive skills. And then finally is that this build is capable of crowd control, not only thanks to the knockout effect of our sticky ammunition, but we also have access to paralysis ammo, which allows us to paralyze a monster, leaving them open and vulnerable. But of course there are cons to every build. By far the biggest con for this build is unfortunately ammo supply is going to be an issue, and you're going to have to learn to craft ammunition during the middle of a hunt in order to hunt effectively. And the other con is, unfortunately, rarely are you going to have enough ammunition to finish an entire hunt. There will be times, more than likely once or twice, where you have to go back to camp to restock your ammunition. Another bonus for this build, which isn't really mentioned in the pro section, is that this build can be used against any monster. You don't have to worry about a monster's elemental or element resistances when you're using sticky ammo, so that is a side pro to this build. But regardless, this is a very powerful build for the heavy bowgun, and one I fall back on to often. Whilst it may not have the, shall we say, nuances of other ammunition types, this is a straightforward build that allows you to hit hard, not worry about affinity, and provide you with quality of life skills to make using the heavy bowgun easier overall. And that's why I recommend it for my pre-Sunbreak heavy bowgun build. But what are your thoughts? Please leave a comment down below. And until next time, I've been Darcblade, bringing you another pre-Sunbreak build, this time for the heavy bowgun in Monster Hunter Rise. Hope you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching, subscribe and like for more.